Hello there. The video you're about to see is about this fly, a very easy and simple way to tie Francis. When I made this fly tying video, I had not been to Iceland yet, but now I have. And these flies were the first on my leader and the first one I got salmon on Iceland. And must say these really work well. They fish a bit deep because of the weight, but that's only an advantage. You fish direct to the fish, and that's very good. You can of course adjust the sizes of these. This is a medium. If you want to fish deeper, you can take a large or an extra large. If you want to fish a bit less deep, you can of course take a small. So there's a lot of different things you can do with these flies. Also, if you think the orange is a bit too intense, you can, as I've done here, tie one that is a bit more subtle with silver. Actually, the silver one I had a lot of success with. That was the first fly I caught the salmon on in Iceland. So the variation over this theme is endless. Here is one in yellow. But the basic of this fly is it's simple, it's easy, it's fast to tie, and it really works. It does exactly the same as the Francis does, only a lot easier and a lot faster and a lot more efficient to tie. And well, I like that, and I like this funny little squid-looking thing here. It looks great in the water as well. So those were the words, and enjoy this tying video. Oh, and remember to subscribe, of course, if you haven't done so already. Hello there everyone, today I'm gonna make a Francis, and this is a bit of a cheat because, well, basically this is a very easy and easy way to tie a fly that is almost like Francis, but well, it has a bit of a twist. So it's easy as hell, and cuts down on materials used and cuts down on how to do it, and it basically is the same fly as the Francis. First of all, I'm gonna use some brown Arctic fox. Take a small bundle of that, like this. Gonna take out some of the coarser hairs here, and then also take down some of the woolly part down here beneath here, like that. And I'm gonna tie this down so it points backwards, like this. Making sure it's all the way around, like that. And then I'm gonna cut off all the leftover stuff here. I don't need that for anything. This is a low water fly, so a fly designed to fish on low water conditions. That's also why it's fairly small, but it's very heavy, so it gets down very fast. That's also why you can use this to fish upstream, like they do in Iceland, where they simply know where the fish is holed up in deeper pools, and then simply cast this upstream. And I saw one of my friends, Søren, last year on Kola, where he did this with a fly of very similar to this one, which he called the control fly. So after he fished down each large pool, he simply took a fly like this and then fished upstream, and he had a lot of success with that. One of the secrets to this fly is using 4 antennas, and I take a normal grizzly feather here. I strip off almost all the stuff here on the side, and then I simply cut out on top here. I cut so I have kind of like what looks like a small fin, as you can see here, and I tie 4 of these onto the tube. And it's a good idea to have a bit more sticking out here, so you can actually adjust the length and adjust the angle of these, so they stick out. You want 2 on top that sticks out and 2 underneath that sticks out, so it's kind of like the corners of a perfect square. And as you can see, that one is a bit annoying, so I simply just twist it. Until it ends up, well, approximately where I want it to be, like that. So, take 2 more on the lower part, on the underside, like that, twist it till it's where I want it, like so. And then the last one here. I like to use grizzly feathers for this because the hackle stems also have the striation, so it gives a bit of contrast. So I have my 4 antennas sticking out now, and then I really apply some pressure to make them stand out a bit more. Then I take some flash, some head-run crystal flash. I use 3 or 4 strands, something like that. And again, I just distribute these so they will be all the way around here. I don't take too much care about that because out in the current they're gonna go pretty much every which way like that. But I don't want them to cling to one another, so I move them a bit around like so. These are too long. I'm gonna cut them down so they're not longer than the antennas, like that, like so. And then I'm gonna cut everything off. As I was saying, I think that this fly is probably one of the ugliest flies ever made, but for some reason this simply has an enormous appeal to salmon and sea trout. So basically I never leave home without it, at least not in the summertime. And then I'm gonna take a hackle feather here. This is from a grizzly orange hackle. You can use all sorts of colors for this. I think the original is made in red, but orange is nice as well. And I've seen a lot of people use a black one as well. So basically the colors that works best on your home waters is the colors you can use. And if you have a lot of stuff laying around fly tying already, you can simply just apply the colors that you find appealing, like that. Oh, there's a bit much hackle here. I'm gonna cut that off even more close, like so. Like that. Then I'm gonna take my hackle and I'm gonna turn it. I take good care to make sure that every single fiber here of this hackle is pointing. Oh, god damn it! Gonna go a bit, some steps back and tie this in again, like that. As with any other salmon fly, the trick. The art to get really nice looking flies is not to use too much thread, because you will make a lot of bundles and stuff like that, and that will simply not look good on your flies. I should have taken a hackle ply. I should have taken my sea of hackle ply here, but is that too late? I can't find it. Oh, there it is. And there I busted my UV light. Great. So. Hold everything backwards, like that. And then apply a bit of thread to fasten, to secure the hackle. Like that. And now you have a very small, very funky looking salmon fly. I'm pretty sure that this will work just as it is. Just like that, but I'm gonna do a trick to make this look very much more like a Francis. So I'm just gonna make my whip finish here, like so. Cut off my thread, apply some super glue. Not too much, you don't want too much, but you want enough to make sure that everything stays in place. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a Pro Sportsfisher drop weight. And these comes in a lot of different sizes. But what they are is actually they're pretty heavy weights. that you can apply to your fly, and this is going to be the rest of my fly. So this is going to be the body of the fly, and I simply take this. This is a medium, I think, or a small. I think it's a small probably, because this is not going to be a big fly. And then I simply just squeeze it onto there, and because of the super glue, this now sticks, and you have a perfect little Francis that will have the exact same profile as the Francis. Of course, I know that the Francis is thicker down here and then tapers the other way around, but you can simply just turn these over. I just like the look of this as it is now, and well, basically you're done. So that was very few steps to making a fly that in essence is the same as the Francis, and well, it will fish exactly the same way. It looks pretty cool, and works very well. So thank you for tuning in, and remember, of course, to subscribe to my channel. That would mean a lot to me, and well, of course, swing by and see my webshop. Underneath here there is a link to the complete material list, so if you want to tie this, simply